Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations Part 28. In the previous video, we're doing this case with Mia still. I'm a little lost. It's been about a week since I recorded the last video due to holiday stuff. I haven't recorded much in the last like 2 weeks aside from just some occasional. Did record a little bit of Phoenix Wright over the holiday break type stuff, but yeah, what are we doing here? If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. I feel a little lost. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. Witness! Just who are you anyway? I'm... Oh yeah, because we exposed... We made the accusation that she's Dahlia, right? That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness. Yes, I understand. Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself! Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue this matter this far. Hey, you don't mean... Yes. The prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know? Yeah, but you're in it. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses. What did he say? Haha, looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No way, but then why? He hadn't revealed her secret. He wasn't gonna say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Why? I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see... Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime. Yeah, because, you know, her having a very clear motive to lie or nothing, definitely not important, not relevant to the crime at all, Mr. Edgeworth. God, you're dumb as a bag of rocks at times. Accidental, I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. I mean, I know he's being dumb on purpose, but... Or not dumb, but, you know, he's being, obtuse. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder? Really, Miss Faye, I must say your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win at any cost. How dare you? Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious. Her big sister. Doubt on the much more precious? Miss Faye must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. Yeah, cause like, fuck the truth. God, Edward, I'm gonna beat you over my knee. I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Faye, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? Oh god, do we? I don't know, there's a rock. Hello? Got a diamond. Wait, so like they gave this to us, right? Why did we come back to the courtroom? Should we have immediately ran to like, you know, a jewel salesman? Fucking cash that shit? Bounced? What possible reason would the witness have for killing her beloved sister? Well, you see, thought I was winning, but somebody's turned it around on me. I think you need a little push in the right direction, kid. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. That wasn't me. That was this guy, this crazy coffee addict. I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because her protege looks like she's sweating bullets. I am sweating bullets. You think you're in a tough spot, huh? Of course, aren't I? No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. Up to me. The rashness of youth, how charming. But you're younger than us. Just coming for someone younger than me. Now then, let's not waste any more time, Miss Faye. God. Okay, so is it diamond or is it note? Because there's two avenues, right? There's just getting the diamond back, which, I mean, what did we know about the diamond? Like, do we have the diamond? I can't remember. Because I don't know if she killed her to get the, because I'm trying to, like I said, it's been about a week, so we have to kind of reconstruct it real quick for me. It was all planned by the three of them. Big Sister was supposed to hand over the diamond for the ransom, but instead, she and Little Sister, well, we don't know the Little Sister was in on it, but, you know, we have to assume, right, that they were both in on it together. I mean, it's kind of course, that's going to be where they're going with this. They decided to double-cross our client, whose name I don't remember, something Falls. And then it says the diamond was lost. So Dahlia probably had the diamond on her this whole time. So she wouldn't have killed the sister to get the diamond back. So that means it would be that she was killed them because of the note and the whole truth coming out. If this isn't it, uninstall. The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. Oh yeah, the whole truth! There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. A terrific story, Miss Faye. If you like fiction, that is. Who's gonna tell him? What do you mean we're all fictional and this isn't real? Enlighten the court, Miss Faye. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's the evidence, Miss Faye? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all. Oh yes, I know the secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. Can I just, like, pull out the fucking piece? Be like, yo, look at this diamond, dude. Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Aye, very well, I grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but you can still enlighten us once more of a little Maple Leaf. Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Put on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. This will be the last time you hide behind your womaning wiles. Oh no, she doesn't know, dude. She doesn't know. "5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. We're to believe after all that she murdered her sister? Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Hi, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor? As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized in the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. No. Edgeworth's got to jump at me again. We're not allowed to fight, and let's twist some arms. Listen up, we still got that info, that ace up our sleeve. What info? Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged. That's right, it was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby. I do anything she says, anything Dahlia says. What are you saying? Is the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia, and Valerie too. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. After she made the exchange. So that would mean that Falls should have had the diamond then. So where's the diamond? That's my logic for this press. Because if he had the diamond on him, it would have been found when he got arrested. Now, you could maybe argue that he hid it or something, but this is a dangerous thing to do considering you're being held hostage. Yes, but actually that saved my life. What do you mean? See, Mr. Falls is holding a knife in his right hand. Right hand? Somehow, I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. Wait, that didn't look like his right hand in that picture. Wouldn't that have been his left hand? Because he's facing away? That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. And that's why you hid your identity? Yes, I only told my sister. Valerie Hawthorne, eh? Yeah, she's the only one who knew about me. Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years. I didn't ever want something like that to happen to me again. I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million. Hi, $2 million? It was still in cut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk. A $2 million pint of milk? I don't know what to think about that. The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual. By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If you ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape. There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. The only entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety. What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is. He eats an iron ball. Yeah, right, it was all your plan. Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain and... I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment. Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. Yeah, no, that would be his right arm, yeah, no. I was dazed. I tried to turn and run away, but Mr. Falls tried to turn to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin. Wait, I kind of missed that previous line, because I was too busy trying to figure out my left and rights. Hi, bloodthirsty grin! And in the next instant... Okay, can I, like... Go back. Where's the log, dude? I advise the court to remember the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift. I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I'd been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Then just one little shove from behind, that was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river. Okay. I need to hear one of these lines again. He was shot in the right arm. He let me go. I was dazed. I turned to try and run away. Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. I mean, she hasn't really outright, like, lied to us yet, I don't think. So we want the truth of this witness, too. Once the truth about this stage kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is. Just gotta prove the kidnapping was a hoax. Because also, I'm still not entirely sure if we actually have the diamond, or if we just know of its existence. And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right? Yes, my sister helped me get my official paperwork taken care of. That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all the paperwork would have been impossible. She was the only person left in the world I could count on. And you think I killed her? There's no way I could. It's the moment of truth for the witness. Now, I mean, I know they warned me against pressing, but like... Or I mean, like, that's the way I interpret be gentle in your cross-examination, but I don't know what else to do. So I feel like I have to press this statement just in case there's something hidden here. Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship? Yes, as a tutor. You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls? No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me. That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14. He probably came up with the kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see. Aye, quite the clever fellow, that Mr. Falls. Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Falls a clever fellow? It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk. Okay. So I have an idea. If he's holding her a knife and her at the same time, how does he get the diamond? But I don't know how to go about that. He was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow, I just knew he was going to use it. So I feel like it's this line, but like, what do we present? Okay. God damn it. I feel like that should work. Make this penalty and try thinking things through again. Pointer fingers are made for pointing. Yeah, we've heard it. They made it. I mean, they acted like that was a big deal. Because, like, you know, my idea here is that he can't be holding a knife and her and the diamond at the same time. You know? Oh my god, it's a double freaking... I thought it was only one for some reason. So we have to reload? I thought we could, present something there. I mean, I shouldn't skip through these, but I just get mad and I don't want to read it. Bro, none of this evidence has anything to do with fucking anything! Okay, like, none of it pertains the, like, if it's not the diamond on any of those statements. Okay, I get it. Maybe... So, you said Valerie knew, right? Sister helped me get the official paperwork. So if the sister helped, that means she knew that she wasn't dead, yet she claimed she had been killed in court? That should have worked, man. I still just don't get how it's not the diamond thing. Because, like, I mean, they even, like, she even has a reaction. Like, this is, like, the statement that's important. But none of this has anything to do. You already tried that, right? Be right back. What? It's the bridge. The contradiction is that he pushed her from behind? Not the diamond thing, not the fact that he couldn't have been holding the knife and holding her and done the exchange, like, that it was obviously not a hostile encounter. No, it's that... You said that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true, I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls. I'm sorry, I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. Impossible? I asked the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge, now and 5 years ago. The bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. Is she actually trying to make the fucking argument that you couldn't be pushed through the little wire things? Because, I mean, I would have just assumed that was something we were taking for granted, that a kid could have slipped through that. That is not, no, don't like that one bit. You could have easily fall through. Look how big the holes are. That is kind of obnoxious. Someone to push you from behind as you claimed. Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. So, like, assuming, like, I mean, I can't bring up the actual picture they're showing, but if she were to, like, I mean, her story actually checks out, right? If she broke away, she would have been running towards her sister, who was sitting or standing where Falls is in this picture. If she had been pushed from behind, like, that would have been from where Falls... I mean, that actually makes sense. Like, what she said made sense there. Like, it doesn't... Why would she have run... Like, why would we assume that she ran in the opposite direction away from her sister? That makes no sense. That's, like, such a dumb assumption. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed from behind... Like, that's really the way they're going... This has not been a, like, good gameplay chapter. I mean, the story's kind of cool, I guess, but That's really not good. Like, it just takes such a... Like, why would we assume... Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. It's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. Oh, you're right. If the events occurred, just the witness had testified. Then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. What are you talking about? She's a tiny girl. She could, if you got pushed from behind, fell, you could easily just fall off. It's so stupid. I feel like the idea that obviously you couldn't have done, like if she, like I don't know, I feel like the idea with the diamond, right? That like you couldn't have done the handoff if he's both holding onto her the entire time and holding onto the knife. That means that there had to have been some sort of, that like it wasn't a hostile encounter. That feels like a much better contradiction and way to segue into the idea of this being a fake setup than this whole line. You see, just a moment, Your Honor. It's true the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated she fell from the back end of the bridge. Exactly! There's been like so many times in this case where Edgeworth just says this like Edgeworth has been right every single time because like we say some dumb shit that doesn't make any sense and then that shouldn't have been right in the first place, like it shouldn't have been considered right, and then Edgeworth is like, yeah, did you think about this very obvious reason this is wrong? And then we're like, oh yeah, I did think about that, but the game wanted me to say the wrong thing anyway and not the right thing. It's like the 4th time this shit has happened where we say some dumb shit, the game's like, yes, you got him, but then Edgeworth is like, nah, actually it's fucking wrong, and you already thought of that. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. Yes! I mean, I assume they're gonna say something about the barrier. Now, I don't buy that the barrier would have stopped her in the first place, because, I mean, look at this fucking bridge, but... if that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct? Now that you mention it, I do remember now, when I fell off the bridge, my skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires. You can't be serious. And it's like, I kind of like, I think they're maybe trying to like have this be like, oh, look how smart Edgeworth is, but instead I'm just like, it's annoying me as the player because like I'm not saying the dumb shit because I can think of the obvious contradictions or the fact that they don't necessarily follow logic. So I'm not pursuing those avenues and I'm trying to go for something different that the game doesn't want. Because she never explicitly stated that he, you know, not only did she not state that she was pushed via the hole in the bridge, it doesn't make sense to assume she would have run in that direction anyway if she had been able to break free from his grip. Because you would assume she's running towards her sister, who's on the other side. It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion. Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault. What? I don't think your reasoning with something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Ridiculous. What's so impossible about it? Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Now, this I can at least mostly get on board with. I don't really buy the idea that, like, she couldn't have just fallen through the barrier, like the little ropes things, but, like, In this situation, when you're been kind of like prompted for it, I think it's fine, but it does seem like a leap of logic previously. Because like if the game tells me as she falls off the side, like there's a lot of stuff you just have to take for granted, and I feel like if they weren't going to pursue this idea of the ropes having blocked her, if that wasn't something that had been mentioned, if I had been like, oh no, the ropes would have blocked her, but like they actually wanted you to like accept that she had fallen off the side, it would have been like, oh, you're nitpicking. And look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up about 5 feet off the ground. It would have been impossible to push someone off from there. Yeah, impossible. Let's remember the size and strength to defend it. Wires like this wouldn't have been a problem for him. Well, that's not the way to do this, Edgeworth. Say that she's a tiny girl. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over. Okay, I mean, that's a better way to do it, but that's not what she claimed happened. So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. He could probably one-arm her. And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. So, Mr. Falls, throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible. Order, what is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. Oh, what is this? Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs, she could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, it's exactly what you did. You were probably confident you could handle the swift current. And even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Oh, then what was it then? What was so important that you jump into the river? The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie had brought up to the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond. No, it can't be. Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river. The ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. And also, this idea that like the wires would have stopped her doesn't even make sense because we know she fell into the river, right? Like, I don't know. It just seems like such a weird line there. Because it just seems like you could easily like just go with the idea that like, oh yeah, of course, and she could have like slipped and fallen through the gaps, right? Like that's simply ridiculous. It just seems like, considering all the things the series has expected you to take for granted in the past, that is something so minor that, like, of course you would think of it not as, like, a major glaring contradiction and more of just, you know, something you just go with. Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? This woman is a demon. There was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Hey, you mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Oh no, is someone gonna tell him that the police aren't always good? Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. Hey, what do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister, Dahlia. And then she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do? she was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. And that is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. Or like, I feel like another way they could have gone with this is like the idea I kind of thought of that like, if Valerie knew Dahlia was still alive, like that means that Valerie like, you know, lied about the whole affair, which is kind of suspicious in the first place. Like that could segue into it all being a faked and like set up. I don't know, just that whole, like it just feels like that was the worst way to go about proving that it was set up, that it wasn't a legitimate kidnapping ransom trade-off. I just feel like there were like several different ways they could have gone with it that made more sense. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices did the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Who is that laughing at a time like this? Forgive me, it's just hilarious. Witness! Is that you? You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally. You have evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14 I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister. Well, and one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that. Okay, so we don't have the diamond. I didn't think we did, but... well, Miss Fey! I don't know, so this is how we lose the case? What a joke. You, Miss Fey? Are you stupid or something? How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Well, it seems we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense. Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? Girl's made a fool of me. There's nothing I can do about it. Without evidence, the trial is over? Who decided that? Mr. Armando? Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony. Testimony? Frickin' the ghost of Valerie Hawthorne. On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fall's stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne? That's what you think, right? Yes, that's right. In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who is the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crime? Isn't it Valerie? That doesn't really make sense, but, does he know that she's a spirit medium? Is spirit medium testimony accepted in court? I don't know, sure. Listen up, this is your last chance. Think it over carefully one more time. Relax, Mia, this is easy. In question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Falls' stolen car. Oh, okay, Mr. Falls? I was really under the impression that we were gonna have this, like, spirit medium stuff. Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness. Come on, the ghost of Valerie Hawthorne. Just have her, like, take over real quick. Be like, yeah, I got murdered. It's legit. We would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls. The defendant? There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. Yeah, that's true, but like obviously, his testimony would be unbelievably biased. And that person is Terry Falls. Like, there would be no real reason to take his word. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this? Come on now, the prosecution has no objection. Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand. This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left. I will say, knowing that we lose in the end does make this like a little less compelling. Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valley betrayed me. Mr. Falls. I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear also. I guess it's, you know, supposed to be a repeat of the very first case where Falls is Phoenix. Dahlia is very much alive. And you were used for $2 million. That's not true. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago, on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valley Hawthorne, or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised me she'd never ever betray each other, ever. Terry. Dahlia? It's true! It's true, you are alive! How are we both at the witness stand right now? How does that work? You don't trust me anymore? That makes me so sad. Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you. I shouldn't need to say it, you already know. But there is one thing I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry. Dahlia. I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and only once. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness! I am sorry, I apologize. Water! Please, water! Huh? Can't talk. Need water. Oh well, guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least that'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself. Who Terry Falls saw fall in the sea, fall, seashells by the seashore. Alright, we will listen to his testimony next time. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.